If I had a choice between trying to recover a tooth from a great white shark that had been swallowed by a mutant Tyrannosaurus Rex with opposable thumbs, or trying to get between a Smash Brothers fan and his game, I'll pick the T-Rex every time. Luckily, On the Spot has a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl in-house, and we're ready to share all the goodness. So come for the smashing and stay for the mayhem as we also debut God of War, Chains of Olympus, and Condemned 2, Bloodshot. It's the most violent On the Spot ever! Except for the one where Ryan shut out the camera.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to On the Spot. I'm Ryan McDonald, your host today, and joining me as always is our co-host Ryan Davis. Now, Ryan Davis, is today your last day?
What?
That's what I heard, dude.
Who are you hearing this from?
All kinds.
God.
I know. I've been reading about it and all kinds.
And this is how I find out?
I know. It's crazy.
Jesus. Yes, that's true. Today is my last day on the standing set here on the Spot and at GameSpot in general.
Right on. I was reading your newsletter that you had, and I have to admit, your newsletter was touching.
Oh, God, you read that?
I did.
I didn't think anyone read that. That's why I wrote that.
No, it's good. I like the newsletter. But enough about that, sir. What do we have on the show? Our last show together. What do we have today?
Extreme violence, Ryan McDonald.
It is
we're going to show a little bit of God of War: Chains of Olympus for the PSP, an exceptionally violent and sexy game.
Yes.
We'll get into that a little bit later, as well as Condemned 2 Bloodshot, which, if it's anything like the first Condemned, is basically violence pornography. So can't wait for either of those. Also got Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Japanese version. I'm going to play that with a couple of editors. Professor Layton for the DS that's out, and we're going to talk to Aaron Thomas about that, and so much more.
Now, speaking of all the crazy stuff we got lined up, now we just got all kinds of stuff coming up too. We just got back from DICE. It was crazy. It was awesome. People can check out all that stuff online. Now, the Summit videos are just going up, so if you want to see the Summit videos and see what that stuff is all about, and hear like Team Blizzard talking about how they've canceled games internally and haven't shown all kinds of stuff, that stuff's great to check out. But we got GDC coming up next week, isn't that right?
It's the Game Developers Conference. That's a huge thing. That's like, looking at it coming up, it looks like it's going to be almost as good as E3. Like just so much crazy stuff, so many amazing people coming, giving talks and showing off their products. So that's going to be hot.
Right on. We got more on that in just a moment. But before we get to that, let's give people a little taste of what we're going to be doing at GDC. So throw it to the clip, please. Totally. So here is a look at GDC from years past. This is all kinds of stuff. People get together, all the game developers get together, and they basically put on the show. And it's kind of like, for internal purposes, they're showing tools that game developers actually have to get a hold of.
It's meant for game developers. It's held by, and it's the tools that developers use. And also a lot of recruiting happens at GDC, and just kind of networking and exchanging of ideas between developers. The side effect is that we get to sneak in there as press and see what they're all talking about.
Now, the crazy thing, of course, is the fact that we have 2 live shows coming from the show floor of GDC. And the crazy thing is our coverage basically kicks off next Wednesday. It's going to be all the GDC stuff. And then Thursday at 4 p.m. we're going to have a live show. And then Friday at 4 p.m. we're going to have a live show. So people should totally tune in for that, because we're going to have some of the killers, most anticipated games of 2008 right there on our show. And so people should definitely tune in to check out and see that stuff for the first time. But enough about me talking about GDC. Let's go ahead and hear from the man himself. Jamil, how you doing?
Great. Good to see you, Ryan.
Good to see you, too. Now, for the folks at home that don't know who you are and what you do, can you please let them know?
Sure. I'm the executive director of the Game Developers Conference, which means I run the show. I manage the overall content and business of the show, make sure it runs as it should.
Now, I've been lucky enough to be at GDC a few times over the years, more than a few times over the years. And it's grown considerably. It's gone from crazy people running around with silly string in San Jose to being over at Moscone and this big crazy thing. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because the growth of the Game Developers Conference tracks with the life cycle of developers themselves. So if you think about it, developers started out as young, creative programmers in their garage. You know, the whole apocryphal story of people working to create this great game that they sent out to their friends, and then they then time went by, they became a studio head, they created a franchise, and then maybe they spun off to create their own studio later on. And so GDC has kind of grown with that. So we've grown from being a programming event to including art, business and management, design, and while the show is predominantly a conference, so from Monday through Friday we have about 400 sessions.
Oh, wow.
it's become something where there's a lot of deal making going on. It's become kind of, since all of the people in charge of making games are at the show, this is really the place to be for all of your deals for the year.
Right on. Now, you had mentioned something about people making games in garage, or garages. Did I hear, is it true that GDC, like the first one took place in somebody's living room?
Yes, that's right. It took place in Chris Crawford's living room in 1987.
Oh, wow.
So
What was that like?
Well, you know, I wasn't there myself, but since it began by developers, it has this wonderful sense of authenticity to it. And this is something that we work very hard to maintain. So we have this advisory board of 20 of the top luminaries in the game industry who help us review the content and help us make sure that we maintain that vision of it being by developers for developers.
Oh, that's awesome. So obviously we get, this year we've gotten, or I should say last year, we actually had the awards live on GameSpot. This year you guys are going to be on broadcast. Where can people see the awards for GDC?
Sure. The Independent Games Festival and the Game Developers Choice Awards are both going to be broadcast as a special on G4. And so that's going to be produced by our friends at XPlay.
Oh, wow.
And they'll be broadcasting from the GDC as well.
Right on. That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, it actually coincides very nicely with our goal. So at GDC, we want to be able to help put developers on stage. So primarily, they start as people talking about the experiences that they've had in creating better games. And then our awards show is a way to give them, is to kind of celebrate their accomplishments and give them the credit that they deserve. Because in most of the industry, you see a mascot who is given some award, or you hear a game wins Game of the Year. At GDC, it's all about the developer. So we're the show that awards human beings awards. And having a variety of different press, such as GameSpot and G4, being able to get in front of developers and highlight them as the creators of this medium, of this art form that we all love. I mean, if we really want it to be the 21st century art form, we need to make sure that we say Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock, you know, and make sure that we give credit where credit is due.
That's awesome. Now I can't wait. For anybody that is interested, they should definitely check out the broadcast. If you can't wait, though, definitely by all means check out what we did last year. The last year's show, I'll be honest, I loved last year's show.
Thank you.
You guys had the Mega 64 stuff in there. You guys had all kinds of good stuff. So it was a really fun, awesome awards show. I'm glad we got to broadcast it last year, and hopefully we get to do it again.
Yeah, it's always fun working with you guys. Mega 64, as you mentioned, they're a great comedic bit. We're adding in a bit by Zero Punctuation this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it's always a romp, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jamil.
My
really
pleasure,
appreciate you coming by. Next up, we got an excerpt from an interview going on the site about everybody's favorite social evolution game, Spore. So if you know all about Spore, Will Wright, everybody can't wait, right?
I'm a big fan.
So let's go ahead and take a look at that. If you want to see the full thing, check out the site afterwards, but let's get a taste right now.
Well, from the very beginning, we always thought of Spore as what we were calling a massively single-player game. Or another way of saying it more accurately, it's an asynchronous multiplayer game. And because it's an asynchronous game between players, it has a lot of the same properties of the web. In Spore, one of the major aspects is the players are creating things that we want to be shared with other players very easily. In some sense, we had to develop what you might characterize as a mini version of the web. We had to develop browsing tools, categorization tools, protocols, ways to kind of assemble and sort collections, subscribe to them, publish them.
The Sporepedia is a feature within Spore that's going to allow players to sort, categorize, and search for content, either their content that was made by the Maxis team and shipped with the game, or other players that they've received content from. Either players that they've subscribed to, so if you're my friend and I subscribe to your stuff, I'll get all of your content in my game and I'll be able to see that in Sporepedia. Or if I never ever touch the subscriptions and I never go in and buddy up with anybody, I'm still going to get random content through the server that's going to be game appropriate for me. The Sporepedia is the way that a player is going to be able to go in, see who made something. If they like what they see, they can subscribe to that player and get more of their stuff. And
browse stuff that other players have made. And so really it's kind of connecting that loop of you're playing the game and creating things. Now you want to basically share it with your friends or with the world. The world wants to come in, look at it, give you feedback. In fact, that's part of the gameplay.
They can subscribe to themed groupings of content called Sporecasts, and to be able to make that feature as full-featured as we can.
So that somebody doesn't even know that they're publishing cool stuff to the rest of the world is doing it seamlessly as they play. And That's one of the things, that's taken just kind of a lot of thought into all the little details, all the little, does, somebody have the ability to ban content they don't like in the game? Can they comment on somebody else's content? Stuff like that.
And you can find that whole interview with Will Wright on the site. But right now, joined by Ricardo Torres, God of War Chains of Olympus for the PSP. Now, this is the new God of War game from Ready at Dawn. These are the guys that did Daxter.
Yes.
And so this is going to be very much the same game as Daxter, right? Good, wholesome, family-friendly,
Sure.
fair.
Depends on your family.
Okay. Let's jump into it. We've got the game rolling here, and
right.
already looking good. What are you going to show us first off?
So if anybody's picked up the demo disc already, you're well aware that we have just bashed somebody's head in.
Yeah, that guy looks sleepy.
Right.
Is he lying on gold?
Yes, that was...
Oh, he's getting that gold all bloody.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can wash it off.
That's true.
And so what you're seeing here is a new part.
All right,
You
let's,
can hop on in, and
Oh, goodness.
because it's Valentine's Day,
Happy Valentine's Day, Kratos.
yay,
That is an emotive candle right there.
and it's burning down.
So little mini game action here.
As always,
Oh yeah, hit the shoulder faster. Yeah,
This game is likely to be rated M, right?
M for mature. Let's go with
Probably.
that. So that's what the people wanted to see. So if you were
Well-
wondering what the amorous mini game for the new God of War is, there it is. There's a taste. Let's get into some actual gameplay then.
well, see, the people really wanted to see that stuff,
Uh-huh.
and then they also wanted to see, I mean, you want to see the sex,
We did.
and now you get to see the violence.
Check. Fantastic. That's a combination that works well.
Because he's kind of known for the violence.
I think he's pretty well known for both, really.
And so I'm here, and I know everybody's excited, but if...
Excited by hallways, I know.
But the one thing I'll point out is this looks awesome on PSP.
This does look really good. How are you feeling about it? Getting more into it with just the one analog stick? Is that is that affecting the gameplay for you at all?
Not right now. I
Oh
mean,
goodness gracious! I think that's affecting the gameplay more than anything else. Is that Cloverfield?
No. It's more entertaining than Cloverfield.
Oh, burn!
All right, so as always, there is kill the big thing
Oh,
and try not to die.
so big ruthless boss battles, sex. This is a God of War game.
It is.
Would you say that it breaks any new ground for the series, or are they definitely just kind of giving fans what they want for this one?
The thing is, I think it's definitely giving fans what they want, as evidenced by
Sure.
the
everything.
relations that we just saw. But at the same time, I think it's a little bit more than more of the same, because there's a lot more attention being paid to weapons. Kratos in this demo, because just hold on a second.
You're getting chewed up by. Oh. So still lots of these little kind of cinematic action moments here during the boss fights.
Yeah, and done in such a way as to where it's not a huge deal.
I think you need to go to that big rotating circle.
It's a good life lesson, actually.
Always head towards the giant rotating circle. Ryan McDonald, I'm sure that the questions from our viewers at home are pouring in. If at any point you want to just jump in here, feel free.
Yes, sir. I will give you. I got a ton of them. Let me sort through them for
All
a
right,
second.
just take your time.
All
No
right.
rush.
I'm just
We're
killing
gonna
them.
keep slaughtering this giant, horrible hell beast.
This one
Or-
comes in from Ryan Cartier out of Plattsburgh. He wants to know, does he need to know any of the storyline from the other games to play this one? Because he hasn't played them, and he really wants to play this one on the PSP.
It would help, but I mean, thanks to the magic of Linda Hunt, who's back, everybody, yay.
Fantastic.
You get a narrator that sort of like lays out the important stuff. And as awesome as the story is, if you're a diehard action game fan, all you really need to know is what to kill, and the game's pretty good about laying that out for you.
So you can just Wikipedia if you want to.
You could.
Although honestly, the first two God of War games are so excellent.
You
that
should.
If this at all piques your interest, if you've got a device that can play a PlayStation 2 game, you should really check those out. Those are entirely worth playing.
This one comes from Ollie out of London, Ontario. He wants to know, are there any new weapons or anything new that we should expect that we haven't seen in the previous
There
games?
is a lot, actually.
As far as weapons go,
Yeah, as far as weapons, as far as powering up, so far we've seen this really cool shield that you get, a a fire Ifrit, which is like a flaming genie, pun intended. It's on Valentine's Day. And there's a shield, firebolt. You'll get some new abilities at Kratos. Bear in mind, this is only like the first 5 levels, so there's a lot more to the game. And just like in any God of War, which is very, hold on a second, it's very Mega Man in that sense, which is hold on, I need to.
No, focus on this. Don't try and walk and chew gum here, sir.
I need to just make him swallow his fireball so his head will explode.
Nice, Ricardo.
Oh, man. That's
And-
like when you got to belch really bad and you can't.
And one of the cool things, I won't talk too much over it, but it's subtitled, so we're good. Basically, the game takes place when Kratos is sort of doing his job for the gods. And so he's kind of doing his business. And this early part and what we've seen really of the game just sort of makes it
so nice.
Yeah. Totally makes it clear that he's just doing his business, and it seems pretty standard. But then here comes like the twist of why things take kind of a different turn. But yeah, it looks awesome, doesn't it?
We'll just see how this plays out then.
I got one from the general out of New York. He wants to know, do you think this is going to be like they did with Twisted Metal Head-On in the sense that it'll come out for the PSP and then sometime later maybe we'll get a PS2 version?
It's weird. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Because, I mean, they've done that with a lot of the bigger PSP games. It's a possibility, I'm sure, but, PS3 is getting a bigger and bigger user base, and things are picking up there. I mean, PS2 is still pretty huge, so they might, but...
Could you see this being a good PSN game?
Yeah.
Potentially.
I could see it better being a really cool God of War 3 on PS3.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I have a question here. At what point in the overall mythos of the series does this take place?
If I remember right, this takes place sort of before.
Okay, excellent. This is when he's like on his initial trials with the gods and everything.
This is before they all kind of had that falling out.
Before everyone disses him.
Yeah.
Right on.
And so you see now, sun fell, problems, and
now the world is on fire.
it's all dark. And Morpheus, who's apparently super down with being in the dark, is having his moment. And so the awesome thing about this, on top of the fact that they have a lot of fun with the visuals and the interplay of light, is you have some areas that's almost kind of like Gears of War, where you're pushing like a flaming cart to keep back the darkness and access certain areas. So it's pretty cool. But
so they watched Pitch Black.
They did.
Excellent. Good movie to watch.
And if you look at this stuff, you have a lot of the standard stuff that you really want.
Yeah.
In a God of War.
Excellent.
And
Well, Ricardo, I'm going to cut you off because I know you'll keep talking to me about God of War: Chains of Olympus forever. It's coming out March 4th. That's damn soon. That's just a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
And are we previews on the site?
Well, this whole segment's going to be up in the game space, and we've got actual text hitting tomorrow.
Excellent. So look for that in the near future. Ryan McDonald, what do we have next?
Dude, we got like this awesome game called Condemned 2. Before we get to that, as you saw with God of War, Condemned 2 is for serious, mature audience people. So just to reinforce the fact that this game will likely be rated M at some point. Oh, there you go, Wardy.
For a mature audience,
But,
it may not be suitable for youngsters.
Oh, it is already rated M. Excellent. And the voice that you probably hear is Konstantin Hanzopoulos.
You got it, man.
And you were the senior producer on Condemned 2.
Yeah, thank you.
You had worked on the first game.
That's right.
We definitely played through it, and it was one of the fun games that we had at the launch of the Xbox 360, and we love playing it. So we're really interested to see Condemned 2. Here's a stupid question for you: will there be blood in this one?
Rivers.
Excellent.
Rivers and rivers. Lots of blood. We've really just amped up the combat in every way in this game, and we started with what I thought was a pretty great fighting mechanic in Condemned 1, very visceral, very in your face. But what we really did, we didn't rest on that. We felt that you should be able to fight with your hands, and that's something that we did with Condemned 2. We built in combination moves. Speaking of God of War, we have some first-person God of War style attack combos in this game. We call them chain attacks, and I'll show that in a little bit. And last but not least, of course, everyone's favorites, environmental finishing moves. So plate glass windows, television sets,
sinks
and toilets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think we'll show someone's head being put through a drill press today.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
So we're just going to pick it up here. This is about a third of the way into Mission 4 in the game. And basically, I've just solved this forensic puzzle, and what I'm going to do is open the door here. and we got one of these guys down there, and he's sort of confused as to what's going on. So I'm gonna head back this way.
Now, one of the things I loved about the first Condemned was the fact that when you nailed somebody at the end of that pipe, it felt like it.
That's
it was
right.
Like, bam!
Absolutely, and we've again completely amped that up. So here, let's get down here. We're gonna see some of these creepy little babies coming at us. Now these, you can actually kick and then pick them up and reverse them, and they become little bombs.
Oh.
Missed. All right, we'll get one. Sorry.
What are the creepy little babies all about? If it's not going to be any kind of
I don't want to spoil that.
All right.
Okay.
We'll have to wait till March 11th, correct?
That's right.
And this is going to be on the Xbox 360 and
Xbox 360, PS3.
And this is, of course, the
head over
Xbox
here.
360
That's
version.
right. So look up here, going to give you guys a little hint what you're going to be fighting. A little later in the level, you can see that little shadow right there, up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's the emotional response system. It's something new that we added to Condemned 2. Basically, I'm just going to bring up my objective screen here, and you'll see that I've got primary, secondary, forensic objectives, and tertiary objectives. Part of some of these objectives are destroying sonic emitters, manipulating radios and televisions within the game, and also these things we call emotional responses, which are just a way for you to actually be a badass.
Right on.
Right, tied to score.
I'm a
So we're
big
gonna
fan of the badass.
head down through this way.
And this is developed by Monolith
Monolith
Productions,
Productions, that's right.
right? So they did Fear, and they did, I guess they did Tron 2.0.
That's right. Fear, Tron 2.0, of course, Condemned.
Correct.
One of my favorite single-player games of all time, No One Lives Forever.
Oh, yeah, that's
absolutely.
cool.
I'm a huge fan of both of those games, and I absolutely love working with these guys. I'm just going to drop this and walk in here. One of the things we're really trying to do is give you a sense of body awareness in the game. So whenever you climb something, you're seeing your hands, you're seeing your feet, so on and so forth. We're going to come over here. Again, we've got a little, I was talking a little about tertiary objectives right here. We're going to grab this radio antenna and tune it in.
Oh, you're doing it with the analog stick.
That's right. And this gives us more story. This is completely optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but if you want a deeper story, want to know really what's going on in the game world and what's happening to Ethan, and what's going on all around him, you can interact with these, and these actually feed into your overall mission score.
It's kind of like the way they use the phones in Fear, right?
Yep,
When you came over
that's
the
right.
phone, they gave you a little more
That's right.
information.
Yeah. So, and again, you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Mhm.
So we'll head through here. Gonna pop in here.
It'd be awesome when you're done with it. You could just rip the antenna off the radio and then
Here
go
we
and use that.
Absolutely. You're gonna have a little fight here.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna throw a little combo. Ooh, I just missed.
Holy smokes.
So that's a combo move. That's something new. So you notice I just did 4 times damage there. That's a bug. Game's still in development, folks.
Yeah. And the guy with that clown mask.
Yeah,
is
he's
freaky.
what we call a rioter. Now these guys will actually fight each other too. Oops, I'm on fire now. I just walked into fire. Stupid me.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I'm gonna die because I'm on fire. There we go. It's all right. Save system. We'll just reload right where we left off.
Excellent, excellent.
So I have a question here. Is a bloodshot, is that like the violent version of a money shot?
It actually has to do with drinking. As you know, Ethan in this game is an alcoholic, and we've really played up the drinking. One of the things you'll find out is that when you pick up a gun and you go to aim, what ends up happening is you get sort of shaky aim. When Ethan drinks, he actually gets steady aim.
No kidding.
Right? So, yeah, he goes through DTs and whatnot.
That is awesome.
Let's head back into here. It's a combo move, right hooks, kicks. Now, you can also get these guys fighting each other if you
Yeah.
want.
Oh, I can hear them thumping
Yeah,
on each
we'll just
other.
let them do each other in.
He's got a pipe.
Yeah, it's a taser attack. So I guess got him to disarm his pipe. He dropped it. I just picked it up. Another combo move. There we go.
We're getting a ton of questions, and you mind if I throw you a question your way?
Absolutely. I'm just going to keep playing if you guys don't mind.
No, no, please, by all
I
means.
think I can multitask here. Again, health packs. Here we're going to come to a little puzzle, and this is actually a song that we all wrote at Monolith. We're pretty proud of it. Here we make friends.
Ollie H. out of London, Ontario wants to know, are there any multiplayer co-op mode in this game?
There is no multiplayer co-op mode, but we do have 4 different kinds of multiplayer game modes in the game. Obviously, we have deathmatch and team deathmatch. We have 2 very unique game modes that are suited around multiplayer. One is called Bum Rush, and that's kind of a co-op mode. It's 2 SCUs facing against 6 guys that are attacking them, and you have to work together to fend everyone off.
Oh,
and
I
then
think
last but
someone's
not
getting
least, yeah, I think someone. Oh, it's the babies.
Little baby.
So basically, this is just a little puzzle. Probably giving something away here. Close the flap. What
There you
we
go.
need to do is actually just kind of.
I think the folks at home would want to see this here. There you go.
So I'm being swarmed and I'm trying to actually hide. So what I want to do here is get through this little puzzle.
All right.
I'm actually kind of giving it away, but that's okay, folks.
It's all right. There's only one of tons, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm going to throw one more question at you if you don't mind.
not at all.
This is a good question. This is from Sean Doherty at Idaho. He wants to know, will this game scare the living crap out of me?
We hope so. I mean, that's really what we're working on is creep factor. What I'm showing here is sort of a prelude to a pretty creepy sequence that's going to be coming up here. But absolutely, we absolutely want to scare the living. Can I say shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely want to scare the living shit out of you in this game. And preview from what I've seen from when I've shown it to editors and previewers and so on and so forth, people are pretty freaked out by it, and so that makes us really happy.
Right on.
So I do want to finish up here with one nice little finish move.
Okay.
And he's on fire.
That dude is.
I just
he's in
knocked him
trouble.
over. All right, we'll just keep moving on.
You gonna show us one of the environmental finishing moves?
Yeah, exactly.
Head to the TV,
One
maybe?
thing I mentioned, again, TV. So sometimes they're radios, sometimes they're TV reports.
Oh, that's super cool.
So there's riots going on in the city, and again, you can tune these in. We actually took this from real riot footage from Rio, public
wow.
domain footage, and kind of spruced it all in there. And again, it's deeper story.
Super awesome.
Hit with the fire right there. Take him out.
That's a good way to put out a fire. Punch it. Punch the fire out.
There, Will.
I would hope that I would have like the mental like fortitude to realize if I was in a room that was on fire that maybe my only chance to survive would be running through a wall of sheetrock to get out. You know, it's like.
Get him on the ground. It's really tough. Come into the room with me.
Oh, you're gonna get him over there.
Try and push him into the fire. That's one way to do it. Another way is to get him on the ground. Really, so he's just trying to headbutt me there.
I gotcha.
Oh, he's going right for a weapon. You see how he just grabbed that?
Yeah.
Physics. Oh, he just threw it at me.
Hey guys,
There we
sure.
go. All right, so now we're going to have a little fun
All right.
with environmental finishing moves. And all you do is find a little skull icon, and there you go.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Oh.
There, folks. This is mature. All right. Right on.
Oh, an achievement. unlocked.
Achievement, the final word.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate
Really
it,
appreciate
Constantine.
you guys
Right
having
on.
us on the show.
Can't wait. March 11th.
Absolutely.
Get a hold of it. Xbox 360, PS3.
Yep, you got it.
Thanks a lot.
All
man.
right, thank you very
Really
much.
Appreciate it. Next up, Jim Mayberry. He got a little time down at EA Mythic, and we got some new info on Warhammer Online, as well as a look at some old friends, or I should say old friend. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look.
I'm Paul Barnett. I'm the creative director for Warhammer Age of Reckoning. This is Carrie Guskos,
Hi.
who you may recognize from all her stints on GameSpot earlier. And thank you for the jacket, by the way. You know,
You stole it from my office.
well, it's because you stole another. Anyway, it
It's
doesn't
actually
matter.
really cold in here, so I keep a hoodie in here, and I
Just
so
happens to
happen
be a
my
GameSpot one. So you may wonder what we do. So when these games get made, apart from the fact they take an awful long time and an awful lot of money, it all starts with an original vision. Mark Jacobs is the GM of our studio. He's actually the vision holder. He's the guy who lays out where we're going, how we want to do it, what all our core designs are. Then as creative director, my job is to sort of give creative direction to that design vision, and then that goes to designers. Are you design manager? Where are you now?
No, I'm actually associate producer now.
God, look at you.
I
swanky.
jumped off the design
Used to be a
track. I used to be
designer.
a designer,
Now you're
and then
off-
I realized that was not for me.
then her job is to make sure that the designs get finished off, focused.
Execution is my job.
Execution.
See, the thing about designers, I'm going to take this for a moment. The thing about designers that you don't know until you work in the game industry is that the designers are all about pumping out vision. Every time you present something that might not work with the design, they just come up with 10 more ideas. Oh, and this one, or this one, or this one. The producer's job is to execute, and by executing, choose which of the designs they like the best.
I thought you meant choose which designer you don't like and then killing them.
Oh yeah, well, that's true.
Execution.
Yes, that's true. So anyway, I decided I'd rather be the person that picks which design to do than the person that just comes up with ideas and other people get to shut them down.
So you're basically the person who goes, I don't like that, do that one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know? You wanted to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, well, there you go. Lesson learned for all of us. So that's basically what happens. There's a big vision, there's a creative director, there's people with a lot of staff who make decisions. They have designers, or they're their own designers, and they help bring the vision to life. That's what we do every day for years. The thing we're actually going to show you is the wall that brought joy to our artists. Our artists are lovely, crazy, semi-autistic creatures. They live in a cave over there. They don't want to talk to anyone, they just want to draw and be left alone. What they really want, though, is to see their art displayed in loving and wondrous ways. They may be concept artists. Their artwork may not actually ever be a model in the game, but what they do is vital and interesting, and they love what they do. And part of being a concept artist is to sometimes draw crazy stuff we can't actually render yet, stuff that may be beyond our technical ability, and then the little creator people break it down and pass on the spirit of the art into the game. This is a wall that represents 3 years of people's life, and it's cool. You put it in the wrong place. So the reason we have these chairs is because it confuses people. We work in a computer games industry which is all about owning man dolls, living in cubicles, being in darkness, not having any fun. And so you bring people in here, sit them down in these chairs, and all of a sudden they feel much more like they're at grandma's, or that it's more relaxed. We can actually talk about stuff. And then I have different types of board games that I put here so that I can force people to play them. And that's because it makes people confused playing games, gets their mind off what we're doing. And it's from that we're able to generate lunacy and be able to work out really cool things to do with game design. So when people are stuck for an idea, they come in here, I give them sugar, they look at my wall, they go colorblind, we play board games, and then they ramble. But don't take my word for it. I mean, I could just be a liar.
Paul's got it right. I think by obscuring everything and taking your mind off the subject, you can usually find the good answer that you were looking for. And also, he's a little bit crazy, so it all works out.
I'm like a sugared up Yoda. And what I like to try and do with the designers is point out that they probably already know the answer. What they have to do is just think it. I've got the glasses on. See, they jump on me. What I got to do is probably just think it through. The biggest problem modern game computer designers have is two. The first one is people mistake really liking playing games with therefore I know how to design them. The second big problem they generally have is that predominantly designers of computer games don't drink from enough wells outside of computer games. They don't go and read literature, they don't go and watch plays, they don't go and look how cars are made, they're not obsessed with how shopping carts are put together, they don't look at like really crazy widgets that are nothing to do with computer games. And it's by taking all those ideas from all these different places and breaking them up and putting them back together again, that's how you get really good thinking. So I generally tell people something completely opposite to what they want to hear, and then they go away and chew it over. And generally they do all the work, so I basically don't really do anything. So we're looking. Ding!
So there you go. There's a look at Warhammer Online. But forget all that.
Okay.
Hey, Brad. How's it going?
Hi. How's it going?
I'm now joined by Brad and Lark. Brad, you're going to talk to us about Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yep.
And Lark, you're going to actually play it well because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, he's
Sort of.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got the Japanese version here in the house,
Yeah.
and we're going to jump into a little three-player game here. Since
3-player.
I think the more people that you're playing Smash Bros. With, the better, right?
Why don't we just get a computer in here?
Sure. Throw a fourth player in there.
The more the merrier, right?
Let's take a look here at the character select screen. Obviously,
Yeah.
this is not everyone.
No, not even close.
But I'm sure fans of past Smash Bros. Games will recognize kind of the layout here.
Yeah, there's a few familiar faces on here. Yeah, so I think there's probably about 8 characters that we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah.
We went for the easy stuff because we're lazy.
So,
we got Solid Snake, we got Luigi.
I feel like we have to pick kind of the
Yeah, here
the
I'll
novelty
let
ones.
me play Snake just
Yeah,
because
you
I know
can.
his moves.
and you're also a big nerd for Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, so some of the unlocks, yeah, like I said, Snake, Luigi, Captain Falcon, Marth from
Fire Emblem, yeah.
Falco from Star Fox. Some of the unlockable characters.
I'm going to go with Kid Icarus.
Sure.
Not Pit.
Oh,
Kid Icarus.
Okay, fine.
Totally different people.
Whatever you say. All right, you want to get a computer in here?
Sure. Do you want them to be random or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, let's,
All right,
let's,
I'm going to be a Pokemon trainer here.
let's get the show on the road.
Not to be confused with Ash or any of the other action
All right,
Pokemon.
all right.
different.
So this game has some totally crazy backgrounds in it. I'm a little partial to the PictoChat background,
I can see why.
so let's jump into that. PictoChat obviously is the little Wi-Fi chatting software that's included with the Nintendo DS, and as you can see, we are fighting inside of it.
And as you can also see, we are using GameCube controllers here, not the not the Wii remote. You want to talk a little bit about that, Brad?
Yeah, well, there's different control schemes in here. You can obviously use the GameCube controllers like we're doing. You can
Oh, I fell.
You can use the classic controller. You can use the straight-up Wii remote, nothing else. Just turn it on its side, use it like a gamepad. Lark tells me that the game's own designers recommend not doing that, so...
So this is even by the designer's admission, this is probably the better way to be playing.
Well, yeah, in fact, like the menus and stuff, there's no pointer control at all.
Oh, really?
You
There's
have
no-
to
there's no-
navigate.
so yeah,
like
they
the
mean it.
traditional controls, so they're definitely leaning in that direction. This background's crazy because you can see that some crazy, giant, omniscient person is drawing
It's like the old Bugs Bunny
stuff here.
cartoon.
Yeah, like they're like breaking down fourth wall here or something. Like, oh,
Lark, you want to
Hey.
talk a little bit about oh
why don't I talk about my final smash?
oh no.
Yeah, so all the characters have final smash moves now, which are just like these crazy, powerful moves. You get them by grabbing that little colored orb that came down. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
Yeah,
I
you,
did. I knocked it out of the box.
Anytime you see that come down, you want to make a beeline for it because it lets you do stuff like this. So that was Snake's final smash. They vary wildly by character. Some of them, they let you do all kinds of different things. There's no point in trying to run all of them down. But I like this background because all the stuff that's getting drawn in the background actually affects what's going on. You can see we're
And that
standing
seems, that
on
seems
this
also
boat here.
kind of par for the course for the game, in that the levels are kind of always mutating around.
Yeah,
the
always
action.
interactive. Like there's Super Mario Brothers levels that actually scroll to the right. There's a WarioWare
Oh, stupid spikes.
background. Actually lets you play micro games. So yeah,
Like
there's
during the actual combat.
yeah, you'll actually get sucked into a micro game every couple seconds. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Now, Lark, you want to talk a little bit about kind of how the Pokemon trainer handles it? I have to say, it looks at least a little bit unique.
It's pretty crazy, yeah. You've got basically 3 Pokemon that you can play as. It starts off with a random one. You've got Charizard, you've got Ivysaur, and you've got Bulbasaur. Or, not Bulbasaur, but Squirtle. And
I don't want to get any confusion against pissed off Pokemon
yeah,
fans.
there's so many Pokemon
Heaven
out there.
forbid.
Exactly.
Apparently we got
And you kind of share the same health, and you just swap between them. They'll get tired if you go ahead and play as one for too long. And they have different move sets, but you just gotta work on switching out Pokemon for whatever's the situation's the best.
Gonna choose someone who's up to Diddy.
Yep. All right, what are we doing here? How about?
Do we have that WarioWare level unlocked?
Yes.
Check that
yeah,
out. I want to
let's-
see that.
Yeah, let's jump into that.
Excellent. And Ryan McDonald, if you want to spice things up with
Questions, sir?
with questions during the combats,
I'm gonna defer to
Excellent.
my lovely assistant here on that one. He is the resident expert.
we'll see if we can stump. Hey, Lark, how did you not win that last round?
Who did win? I wasn't even paying
was you.
attention. I won?
You won.
I always win.
Good job. You're a winner.
Brad always wins. He's the winner.
Yes.
Strider Tuscaloosa wants to know, how does the speed of the game compare to Melee's?
It's about the same, maybe a little bit more high-paced because of all the extra new items, like assist trophies and
Oh,
stuff like
Jesus
that.
Christ, what is going on? Seriously.
Kyle,
Yeah, Lark,
Oh, God.
help make it heads or tails of this level for anyone, including myself.
Yeah,
I'm really,
so
really
you just get
confused.
pulled into little mini games there, and it does kind of score you afterwards. Like you get an X or circle on you if you actually complete them, But it doesn't really look like it has any kind of actual effect on the game, like winning or losing those things. But it makes everything totally crazy for 30 seconds or whatever.
You mean crazy-er, really?
Crazy-er, yeah. I
be
mean,
honest.
We've got Captain Falcon fighting King DDD here. I mean, you can't really top that, right?
Oh, arrows.
Eduardo
And we just
Robocas out of Sao Paulo, Spain wants to know how many control schemes are there besides the GameCube controller scheme? Can you use the classic controller?
You can use the classic controller, I believe. I know for sure that you can use the Wii Remote alone or the Wii Remote with the nunchuck. You kind of turn it on its side like you do with, a lot of, classic type games on the Virtual Console, that kind of thing.
Just stick to the GameCube, people.
Yeah, it's the best control scheme overall.
Just pull out the game controller and plug it in. Huh?
Yeah.
It's
You knew.
good time to undust that.
Yeah, you knew you were saving them for a reason.
And if not, I have to imagine the GameCube controllers are good and cheap right now.
I would hope so.
I'm gonna say it. This is not a game. This is a fever dream.
I can understand where you're
I
coming from.
really, truly no idea what the hell is going on.
I'm definitely sweating.
John Lewis wants to know, can you play at Yoshi's Island level?
Yeah, I think so. I think we have that one.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we have that one unlocked. Yeah.
Do we have enough time? Do we have enough time for another? All right,
sure.
let's do one Yoshi Island while I'll
bust
choose
it
another
out.
character and
Kyle
continue to
Bronski
play
at
this game
Simcoe.
poorly.
Are there any character requests?
Kyle Bronski at Simcoe wants to know any other third-party characters other than Solid Snake and Sonic?
No, I don't believe so.
I think that's it.
Let's see.
Most of the characters we don't have required crazy commitments to get. I mean, we're talking like play 400 matches with a certain character
Holy smokes.
or stuff like that. So
Any specific requests from the folks at home about what characters we choose here?
There's all kinds of stuff. Nothing that says anybody wants to see anybody in particular. So go for it.
All right.
Lucas. Watch in about 10
We're gonna
seconds.
get some,
Go with my
we're
boy.
gonna get some Olimar action in here.
I just did Olimar.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
How about
just played it.
I'll go for the classic then.
Callan
Mario
Rakestraw,
versus
Eugene.
All right, where is Yoshi's? Is
That's
that?
it?
I think that's the one.
Hey, I got a question over here.
Go.
Yeah.
Callan Rakestraw, Eugene wants to know, do any of the new gameplay features add anything new, or is it the same as past Smash Brothers?
They've definitely got a more involved single-player mode in here now. It's called the Subspace Emissary. I was playing it before I came in here. It's actually kind of like a linear storyline. It's got a bunch of CG movies that tell the story, although I really didn't know what the hell was going on. But it's basically just a bunch of matches in a linear progression. There's actually some side-scrolling elements too, where you just beat the hell out of like a bunch of minions instead of a few of these classic characters. But and that's actually how you unlock a lot of the characters we don't have too. So.
Link. Everyone wants to play. You guys to play as Link then.
Oh, okay.
Graham Petty out of Edmonton wants to know, if you win the micro games, do you get an item?
We haven't managed to win one yet, so.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
I just ate a motorcycle. If anyone was watching.
I can't blame you.
How up are you guys over there on like the stages that are in the game? Tony
Say
Lee,
again, I'm sorry.
Tony Lee out of Beaverton wants to know, do you know how many stages from Melee return in this one?
There's a handful. I think maybe like 6 or 8, something like that.
It starts off with like 6, I believe, and you can unlock some more.
There is a good handful of returning stages.
And Felix Cash out of England, Baldock wants to know, is there a release date for the EU?
I don't know about that. It's March 9th here, but I'm not sure about over there. Here's Mario's Final Smash.
Wasted it.
Kind of a non-event, but
let's see.
Oh, so much craziness going on here.
One cool thing you can do.
Of ridiculous. You can pause.
If you guys haven't seen, you can actually pause at any time and just kind of
get some sweet Mario upskirts.
Check out the scene. Yeah, let me see if I can get right up under there.
Can you zoom in? Oh, look at that.
There it is.
Wow. Let's spin around, see the dude.
Yeah, you can actually take screenshots of that.
So this is rated M as well. Yes.
Yeah.
With that sort of tawdry content.
Yeah, and you can actually take screenshots of that in that mode and save them on your memory card.
Nick wants to know what all in terms of online is entailed in this one.
Oh man, they really threw everything with the kitchen sink in here. It's got full online support, full matches online.
So I can like straight up play against 3 other people?
Yeah, totally. It's got a bunch of Halo 3-esque features. There's a map editor so you can create your own stages.
Have you created one?
Yeah, and Nintendo's gonna have like an interface online where they'll like kind of rank the best.
Can we see your custom stage real quick?
I haven't made any yet.
Oh, okay.
It does come with a couple though.
It has a few real vanilla ones built in, just kind of like boxes and stuff.
Well, you know what? Let's leave wanting more here.
Okay.
Because people who want anything for Super Smash Bros. Brawl want everything.
Yeah,
so
well, we could be here all day.
anything we cut off here, we'll leave them hanging. So. Brad, Lark, thank you guys for coming by and give us a look at this.
Yep.
We've got the Japanese version. When is the U.S. version is coming out?
March 9th.
March 9th, 2008.
That's
Excellent.
soon.
That's very soon.
Indeed.
That's soon.
Thanks again. Sure. Ryan McDonald, what's up next?
Up next, we have a look at this really cool video that we got when we were actually down in Vegas. We caught up with Ed Freeze. You remember Ed Freeze? He was a dude that was in charge of Microsoft Game Studio for a long time.
I do remember Ed Freeze.
He's taken his WoW obsession to the next level. So I think there's a lot of people out there, WoW fans, that'll get a kick out of seeing this. So let's go ahead and see what Ed Freeze has got going on.
I'm Ed Freeze, and I guess in this context, I'm the CEO of Figureprints. E3 a couple years ago, I got a chance to go behind the scenes and play with a Spore creature editor. And when I was in there doing that, they had some color 3D prints. And I had seen 3D prints before, but I'd never seen a color 3D print. And you know, Will Wright's always into cutting edge technology stuff. So, you know, I asked them if they would make me a print of the characters that I had just designed. And they said they would. And a few months later, this box showed up at my house and it had my little Spore character. And I was amazed by this thing. It had very fine details, very sharp points, and the color was bright. And I just didn't know that that was possible. At the time, I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft. Eventually, I put 2 and 2 together and said, what if you did this for that? That day, actually, I called Blizzard. I know Mike Morheim from years in the business, so I called him just to see. I was afraid the rights might already be taken to do this kind of thing because they do they do action figures now, right? So I was worried maybe these don't exist. And he assured me that no, nobody had the rights to do custom one-of-a-kind action figures. and he was intrigued by the idea. He's very much a technology guy, and the potential for this is just so exciting. I mean, the idea that you can take something that's electronic, something that only exists on the screen, and turn it into something tangible that you can hold in your hand. I don't know. I mean, I think that's what captures people's imagination. It does for me. So, as you might imagine, a lot of other game companies have approached us. They're excited about the concept. And for me right now, it's a balancing act because we spent a year building technology for Blizzard, very Blizzard specific. And so, you know, it's a fair amount of work to go from where we are to supporting other games. You go to www.figureprints.com, one word, Figureprints, and sign up. It's real easy, and enter the lottery. And I wish them luck.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So there's Ed Freeze, and there's your Figureprints. I was just having a conversation with my good friend Kevin Van Ort. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Joining us. I'm doing great.
Awesome.
You want one of those, right?
I do want one of those actually, but my hunter is at like, I don't know, level 35 or something, so he's probably not really decked out
He's
that
not ready
much
yet?
to make it worth going through something like that.
Are you going to wait until, what, like 60, 70, or what?
Yeah, I'd probably level him up, so at least I had something decent that looked pretty awesome.
When you're ready, let me know, and I want to see one of those things in person anyway, so I'll make an excuse that we need one for like the desk or something. So just like send over your hunter when you're ready, and we'll get it made up.
I'll do that.
We'll see what it looks like.
Or did it kind of look like it was coated in the stuff they use for shake an egg?
Well, yeah, you know, it's weird. If you go on the YouTube, you'll see that there's actual videos that show how that process works with like 3D printers, and it's amazing.
Because they're using 3D printers to make that stuff.
As far as I know,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
it's
sense.
like, have you seen what 3D printers are? Not to get like way off topic before we
No,
check out your
I don't think I've seen anything.
Dude, it's like
that.
straight up, it's like this big box, right? You buy it and it's like $60,000 and you have it in there, and then like you pour like magic dust in it. I've seen it. It's like straight up like magic powder. You pour it in there and you feed the 3D model into the computer, and then you hit like go. And then after like, you know, whatever amount of time, how intricate it is, it goes, and then all of a sudden, literally, the dude reaches in, he pulls it out and like blows the air off of it, and then he's like totally got it, and it's like totally the thing. It's awesome. The people make like working parts, like, you know, like toy models, all kinds of stuff. Anyways,
Ryan?
Yes?
Can I borrow $60,000?
I know, I was actually trying to figure out, like, I was trying to convince people here, it's like, we need a 3D printer. It's like, we need to make like parts and stuff. But they wouldn't go for it. Either way, that is not why you were here, Mr. Kevin Van Ort.
It is not.
You are here, and this is like the coolest sounding name ever, by the way. Triggerheart Exelica.
That's right.
That is the best name ever. This game is a shooter that originally came out for the Dreamcast in 2007.
Well, it's originally actually a Japanese arcade game that came out in 2006, and then ported the Dreamcast in 2007. So,
is that something I can buy?
Not here.
No.
No.
If I like.
If you want to head over to Japan, you probably could. I'm sure you could import it from somewhere, but
either way, it doesn't matter.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's coming out for Xbox Live Arcade.
Excellent. Let's take a look
and,
now.
What you're looking at? I mean, this is just pure up and up shmup.
Yeah.
But it's got one twist, and if you played Omega 5 on Xbox Live Arcade, you probably seen this twist before, which is basically I've got this really cool. Well, I didn't there.
You grabbed a hold of that thing.
I did grab a hold of it, but it didn't swing.
Oh, so you're gonna use that as like a big giant like?
Yeah, but
Oh.
I think the auto swing I turned off in the menu by accident.
Oops.
So I'll have to figure out how.
That is some young lady.
like a robot nurse?
This is yeah. She's I kind of think of her as like, I don't know, like that chick from. Oh goodness gracious! I can't even talk.
Mother Teresa.
I'm trying to play it and talk at the same time, and that never works.
Sally
out.
Fields.
Never works out well. Yeah.
You just
That's it. Sally Field. That's what it reminds me of. Is Sally Field.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds in here. The one question I have for you: can you do the crazy? I know they used to do it on some of the Dreamcast stuff. Can you do the crazy thing? Oh, you're gonna turn that thing back to. All right, there you go. Why do you do that?
Yeah. Oh, this isn't working. Default.
There you go. Maybe.
Return. Let's see how this goes.
If I wanted to get crazy with this game, could I like flip my TV on its side and play it vertically?
You know what? The game lets you play vertically.
Yeah.
But it also recommends that you never turn your TV on its side.
So should I
because
just lay on my couch and?
Yeah, pretty much you just lay on your own side and do it. But whatever you do, don't turn your TV on its side. The game tells you not to, or you could cause a fire.
All right. Now we tried, as you need to burn a continue here, we tried to contact the folks at the Xbox Live Arcade to find out exactly when this is being released. They were unable to get back to us in time before we came on the show. But you've been playing this for a few days now, correct?
I've been playing since earlier today, anyway.
Oh, really?
So,
All right.
but it's I need
some
to.
other shooter the other day then. Remember I came
Yeah,
by
I was
and-
probably playing Omega 5 the other day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they're very similar. I really want to show you the one excellent thing, which is the anchor. The anchor is not. That's why.
There you go.
That's why. We're gonna go back into it. I promise I'm not gonna burn up too much time here.
All right. So what you just did in the menu there was turn on auto swing. What I have to imagine turns that thing into a giant wrecking ball, right?
Yeah, basically what it's going to do is it's going to fling whatever I grab around. You got two characters, by the way, that you can choose. You got Exelica and Crueltear, and they're like super female machines from the future that land on Earth just as they're about to destroy the thing that's destroying the universe. And then Earth is now under attack from whatever that thing is. But you know, it doesn't really matter that it's got a story. Does it really ever matter with a shmup? There we go. That's what we were looking for.
Oh, so this is the. Oh, look at that. You have got that captured. Oh, now you get to let go of it.
You
and time it.
can let go and time it, or you can keep doing this. Now the great thing about
look at
this
that. Just keep it like that.
That it won't last forever.
Oh, okay.
The great thing about it too is that I can also sweep up enemy bullets into whatever I'm flinging around, and it'll turn it into the score multipliers. That's the yellow things that you see that pop up when I destroy enemies.
Do shooters ever do Axelay style stuff anymore? Meaning you can go vertical and then it changes and goes horizontal, or is that just that was Axelay?
I don't know of many that will let you do that.
We
But
need that. Yeah, it's got to come back.
there we go.
Oh yeah. Now is it just certain objects you can grab, or pretty much anything?
You can grab not every object. There are certain really huge things, and you certainly can't grab ground objects like that, but you can use it to focus your fire on ground objects, such as what I'm doing there, and then die.
Well, it's a shoot 'em up, so I have to imagine there is a fair amount of that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to that. This is all about trial and error. So I don't know every particular move that works in every particular situation here, but I'm getting a little bit better as I've been playing this morning and this afternoon. So,
Kevin, I've got a question for you about
Sure.
this game. I am generally pretty terrible at the shooters, and often when they take these from Arcade Dome, they are very limiting about credits and lives and continues and whatnot. Does this game have a certain amount of flexibility there?
this particular build I'm playing with has unlimited continues as far as I can tell.
Okay, well, fantastic.
So if you're really get stuck in games like this, you'll be able to see the ending, even if you suck.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's just keep
So
on
as
pushing through.
far as I can tell, it's got unlimited continues. I haven't had any problems whatsoever. Obviously, you lose your you lose whatever score you've built up at that point.
So like every good shooter, you get to the end level, big giant boss you got to fight. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is he's a double boss if I remember correctly. He's not going to be the last thing I see, or at least he hasn't always been in this particular level.
So
follow up.
So Xbox Live Arcade coming at some point in the future.
Some point in the future, which is very specific.
And you are you say good so far? Yes.
So far, I'm enjoying it. If you like shmups, this is the kind of thing that you're going to eat up.
Oh.
So it's difficult, it's fun. So, and really, that's what it's all about.
Well, Kevin Van Ord, thanks again.
My
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Thanks for bringing it by. Next up, we got Professor Layton and the Curious Village. Is that correct?
That's right, and I believe that if you don't have some sort of speech impediment or brain hemorrhage, it's pronounced shoot 'em up. It's actually three different words. It's not one that you just smush together, Kevin.
He's advanced level, baby.
Oh,
Advanced.
it's terrible. No, it's not.
People that suck call them shoot-ups.
I've just got the time to call it a shoot 'em up. I can take that time.
That's more time than I got time for.
Anyways, Professor Layton and the Curious Thing. What's going on, Aaron Thomas?
I brought candy.
Oh, can I have one of those?
For you.
All right, well, I have one of these. Why don't you talk about
Kevin.
Professor Layton and the Curious Village? This is a crazy kind of logic adventure game, right?
This is kind of like Puzzle Quest, what it did for puzzle games. It puts a story in a traditional collection of mini games / kind of brain training things and makes it awesome. So I'm going to start off by showing a little bit of the story, because they really have some great production value in this game. It's not just a bunch of little lame cutscenes of just a guy and some text going across. They kind of went all out. So.
Oh, so far all I see is some text going across.
Well, yeah, but eventually it's awesome.
You're a liar.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, this is
like right here.
This is a little bit of a departure. Oh, hello.
Yeah, so this is full motion video on the DS, something you don't see a lot. And this is.
It does kind of look like Paddington Bear.
It does have kind of like a kid's storybook look to it. Although it's not really a kid's game, it gets pretty tough.
How much video is there in this game?
There's quite a bit. There's probably a good 10, 15 minutes.
Really?
Not all the cutscenes are animated like this, but key plot points are, and it's pretty cool. So this is.
There's the professor.
This is Luke, and that's his little apprentice type dude there, and they're learning why the heck are we in this crazy looking car, and going to the town.
Well, can we cut to the action here?
We can. I'm going to turn off and reset real fast.
All right.
And we'll do that. So here we go.
Well, let's hope that works.
It will.
Fantastic.
I have faith that it'll work.
That's a little bit of I was going to say earlier. This is a little bit of a departure for the level 5 guys. These guys who traditionally kind of big role-playing game developers.
Yeah, Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy.
That's right. Dark Cloud, Rogue Galaxy, Jeanne d'Arc, which people seem to be going crazy for right now.
This has a similar visual style
Yeah.
to that, but yeah, definitely a whole departure from what they normally do.
Let's get to the meat of it. Let's show the actual gameplay.
So this is
count some matchsticks.
This is a few hours in. We've come to the town, and we went to the mansion where we're trying to find out about the will that we originally came to investigate, but found out there's a lot more to the story. Like this cat ran away, which is.
Does that cat have the will?
No, but he ran away, and that lady gets real pissy if you don't get the cat back.
I see.
So this is the hotel, and it's kind of like a 2D point-and-click adventure at this point. So you can click on different things, you can find secrets. Each person you come across in town will help you, but the catch is you have to solve a puzzle before they will help you. There are 120 puzzles in the story mode, and then there's a bunch of unlockable ones later, and even downloadable ones.
Indeed,
So-
they've already started cranking out the downloadable content with this game, which DLC for the DS just seems kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That even exists is
Well,
bizarre.
it kind of exists because people are having problems downloading, but
So
this is the only solution
as
I'll kind of
you see,
show off
we've
here.
got, here's some trash, a dustpan made of matchsticks. Can you move 2 matchsticks to change the picture so the
I
dustpan is
can.
holding the trash?
So
Can you?
I can.
Can I
Do it.
I'm gonna throw something at you guys while you're talking, if you don't mind.
Do it.
Danny
I don't know if I did it
O'Dwyer.
right.
Usually the smart remarks, comments, and they get send in. Usually stay away from Danny O'Dwyer though. Like going by where he lives.
Oh.
I kind of like this. Danny O'Dwyer wants to say he's from Waterford, Ireland. Can you turn down the kid's British accent?
Can you make
he
him
wants to
less
know.
Britishy?
No, you can't.
Oh wait, so the
But he
answer
doesn't
so the answer to my question earlier was no, you can't do it.
What?
Is that right?
Do
You
what?
just failed it.
Well, yeah, I wasn't paying attention. But I
What
don't
else
wanna-
is- what else is new?
What I meant to say was
What
I
else
don't
is
want to
new?
spoil the solution for everyone. That's what I meant to
All right,
say.
good save. I like it.
So this is kind of the town. You have a map up top. You have to go around different places and talk to different people, explore.
So I mean, this is not really like usually in a adventure game, your puzzles are kind of like part of the story, but it seems like there is a very clear delineation between here are story parts and then here are the puzzles.
Yeah, they sometimes loosely tie them in there. Like there might be at one point there's a guy who's a janitor who has some like water pipe things to work on, and you actually have to help him.
Here we have 8-quart pitcher filled with juice and 55. Oh man, no way. Word problems.
Oh yeah.
So these are the puzzles are sometimes really challenging and other times
Where's Samuel Jackson when you need him?
not all that difficult.
But the 2 and the 5 and the 3. That's how you do it.
You have one
I know
left
what I'm
over.
talking about.
So there you go. Hopefully I didn't
And
spoil
you
that because I
disarmed the
went all
bomb. Good
fast.
job.
I saved the day. We measured water.
Juice, dude.
Juice? Was it juice?
Seeing Crowdy at a Cork Island.
All I
wants to
see
know-
is units of measurement.
You guys can't
I'm all
hear
up
me.
on it.
We can't hear you when you just start yelling like that. What's up, Ryan?
Sion Crowdy wants to know at a Cork Island, do the puzzles get harder in the game?
They get a little harder at the end, but they kind of fluctuate. You'll hit some easy ones, you'll get a few hard ones. It's pretty gradual, and really the end of the game wasn't much harder than the beginning of the game.
So good, pleasant pacing along the way.
Yeah, and the game's really generous with hints. You can get 3 hints for any puzzle, and
sounds like you like
and
it.
so yeah, there's some that you get stuck on, but it's not too bad. And we'll wrap things up. We'll save the day. We're gonna save the kitty.
All right, do it.
We don't want the kids to be upset and wondering where the cat went.
So when's it coming?
Yeah, when is this? This
Came out this week. The review will be up today.
Nice.
And it's awesome.
So you're into it.
I love this
You
game.
recommend it. Would you say that it's suitable for kind of the crowd that's into brain training stuff, or is it a little more challenging than that?
It's right on that level. There are
Right on,
definitely
right on.
some challenging ones, so younger kids aren't really going to get a lot of it. But I think everyone else will get a lot out of it and lose a lot of sleep over it.
Oh,
like-
look at
like-
the kitty.
like I did.
It's a happy kitty.
And
All right, well, we're done here.
We saved the day.
Good job, Aaron. Thanks for coming by and giving us a look.
Thanks for. I'm your last guest.
Yeah, you're my last guest. How does that feel? You're choking up? Make it a little hard. All right, yes. Ryan, let's bring it home.
All right, people at home, they probably wonder where the montage. Have you seen the thing? I don't know if you've been seen in the monitor. Can we see the little dude over here? Can we see the little dude? Can we get him?
No.
Two
Apparently,
seconds,
what little
2 seconds.
dude?
Watch, I'll show you. Look, there he is.
That's just in your mind, Ryan McDonald.
What are you talking about?
So Ryan Davis, you obviously have done tons of awesome stuff over the 7 years.
Almost 8.
Almost 8 years.
Almost 8. Like a
Does-
month away from 8.
And but you kind of shied away from the montage, huh?
I just didn't want to have just the sappy regular montage that you get. I don't want me talking in slow mo.
So heart wipes on Valentine's Day appropriate, as well as running Ryan at the bottom of the screen. I will certainly miss you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure.
It
Very
has
much a pleasure.
indeed been that.
Looking ahead, starting with tomorrow, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. You know what's going on before we.
I don't know anything anymore, dude. I'm throwing all this paper away. I don't need to know any of this.
There's going to be a tournament TV thing that's going to be coming up, and I want to give people. Usually we tell them like when we're going to do the broadcast, but this one's going to be a cool tournament TV. So I kind of want to definitely tell them now beforehand so they can actually get into the tournament itself, so they don't just hear about when the broadcast comes. There you go, right there. Tomorrow, the tournament registration opens at 4 p.m. So if you want to be part of our new Forza tournament, hit that up. Game night going on to Tuesday, as well as the hotspot at 8 o'clock. So if you want to play game night and do a little Call of Duty 4 with GameSpot and the Sports Gamer guys, I don't know if you heard the story. Sports Gamer guys beat the hell out of all the GameSpot people at Madden, so we're going to do a Call of Duty 4 rematch.
Except for me.
All right. Then we also got GDC Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. Thursday, the live broadcast at 4 p.m., as well as Friday. And then we also have a Warhammer preview on Friday, so you're going to definitely want to check that out because there's all kinds of rad stuff that's in there. You got a little taste of some of that stuff. But yeah, so that's what we got coming up here pretty quick. And again, Warhammer preview. But yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. We got all that. But yeah, seriously, bye, Ryan. Totally miss you, dude, already. And yeah, that's about it. Any last words, sir?
Well, best of luck to everyone who's still here, and good luck filling
Even
the.
me?
Except for Aaron. Best of luck to everyone except for Aaron. No, even Aaron. Good luck, sir. You're gonna need it. And yeah, good luck filling the standing set. I look forward to seeing who you get up here next week.
Right on. Excellent.
Oh, Frank.
Oh,
I'm gonna miss this guy. I'm gonna miss this- oh, please do. If you put Frank on here.
All right.
That's the only substitution I will accept, is Frank.
You want to take your fan with you?
No, you can keep that. You're gonna need it. It's hot over here.
You got no
hot.
fans.
Well, thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it. And thanks all for you watching. But that pretty much is going to wrap it up for us this week. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, of course, Hotspot, and the rest of the GD stuff starting Wednesday. Live shows Thursday and Friday. And yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. For everybody here in the studio, and everybody did a great job. And again, goodbye, Ryan. I'm Ryan McDonald. We'll see you guys next week.